GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening, Wildwood. Sunny skies and calm waves are set for today's beach forecast, while a new zebra foal has just joined the Cape May County Zoo herd. Boardwalk safety reminders are in effect and traffic remains light. Over to you, Jake.
Crest Arts Pavilion will host family fun nights every Thursday this summer, beginning next Thursday, featuring live music, crafts, and interactive games for children of all ages.
Admission to the family fun nights is free, though a small donation is suggested to support the pavilion's community programming and maintenance throughout the season.
Each evening includes a rotating lineup of local performers, from folk singers to jazz trios, plus a kid-friendly storytelling segment scheduled at 8:30.
Lots to get to, Jessica. Let's dive into the morning, but first, the news as we get our day started together. Good evening, Wildwoods. Today's forecast from the New Jersey Weather Service shows bright, sunny skies stretching across the Jersey Shore, with light breezes and calm waves along Wildwood and the surrounding beaches. Temperatures are expected to rise into the high 70s while humidity stays moderate, making it comfortable for a morning stroll on the boardwalk or an afternoon swim. Swell heights are reported at just a foot, ideal for beginners and families looking to paddle. The service also notes that UV index will be elevated, so sunscreen is advisable. With the weather holding steady through the evening, locals and visitors can plan beach picnics, sandcastle building, or a relaxed sunset walk without worrying about sudden rain. It's a classic summer day on the shore, perfect for enjoying the sand and surf. Bring a hat and a cooler and the day will feel like a true seaside retreat.
At Cape May County Park and Zoo, a new addition arrived last week when Lydia, the resident Grant zebra, gave birth to a healthy foal. The baby girl, born on July 17th, joins her father Ziggy and expands the zoo's small herd. Staff say the birth marks a step forward for the zoo's conservation program, which focuses on preserving the distinctive striping of Grant zebras. Visitors can now enjoy watching the family grow, with the foal expected to mingle with the herd in the coming weeks. The zoo highlights the event as a family-friendly draw, encouraging locals and tourists alike to stop by and see the newest member of the Cape May Wildlife Collection. Zoo educators will feature the youngster in outreach sessions, teaching kids about habitat needs and the species' wild status. The birth also aids a regional effort to boost genetic diversity among captive Grant zebras.
State emergency management agencies have issued emergency power orders across 17 states, including New Jersey, as an unprecedented heat wave pushes temperatures to record highs. The orders, designed to stave off rolling blackouts, require utilities to curtail non-essential electricity use and prioritize critical infrastructure. Officials warn that the extreme heat dramatically heightens the risk of widespread outages, prompting the coordinated response. Residents in the affected regions are being urged to limit air conditioning use, avoid unnecessary appliance operation, and shift heavy loads to off-peak hours. Utilities are monitoring grid stability around the clock, and any breach of the orders could trigger automatic load shedding. The directive applies to both homes and businesses, and compliance inspections are already underway in each jurisdiction. The measures remain in effect while the heat wave persists, and authorities will continue to adjust directives as conditions evolve.
PNC Bank Arts Center in Homedale, New Jersey, just unveiled its summer 2026 concert schedule, featuring a lineup of major artists that will draw fans from across the region. The venue announced that the season will kick off in early June and run through August, with performances slated at its iconic outdoor amphitheater. Organizers highlighted that the roster includes both chart-topping pop acts and acclaimed rock groups, promising a mix of genres to suit a wide audience. Ticket sales are set to begin next week, and early bird pricing will be available for those who act quickly. The announcement underscores the center's role as a hub for summer entertainment, providing music lovers with an option to consider Homedale as a destination alongside nearby venues. Fans can expect a vibrant series of shows that will shape the region's cultural calendar.
Stockton University announced today that it has appointed 2 new deans to steer its rapidly expanding schools of health sciences and business. The selections come as the Galloway Township campus intensifies its academic offerings and seeks deeper partnerships with regional health providers and industry leaders. The Board of Trustees confirmed the appointments after a comprehensive search that evaluated candidates' experience in interdisciplinary collaboration and community engagement. University officials said the health sciences dean will focus on integrating clinical training with research initiatives, while the business dean will drive curriculum innovation and strengthen ties with local enterprises. Both appointments are part of a broader strategy to accommodate rising enrollment and to position Stockton as a hub for professional education in southern New Jersey. The university expects the new leaders to begin shaping program growth this fall, reinforcing its commitment to serve students and the surrounding community. Coming up, we'll explore the water bank project kicking off upgrades to our storm water system, plus more local updates. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches, no middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a quick breather. Now let's dive into today's local stories with Jake Callahan covering what matters most in our community.
City officials are urging anyone strolling the Wildwood boardwalk to stay alert after a slip and fall incident last Saturday prompted a renewed safety notice. The reminder, issued on July 23rd, stresses watching for uneven planks, wet patches, and loose railing sections, especially during the busy summer evenings when families gather for walks and street performances. Maintenance crews have been dispatched to inspect high-traffic zones and clear debris, and signage will remain in place through the rest of the season. Residents are asked to report any hazards they spot so crews can act quickly. The city says the ongoing campaign aims to prevent further injuries and keep the boardwalk a welcoming spot for locals and tourists alike. Jake Callahan, stay tuned for updates as the effort continues. Spokesperson Maria Delgado emphasized that vigilance protects both walkers and nearby vendors.
Construction crews have been at work since July 23rd on an upgrade to Wildwood's storm water system, a partnership between the city and the New Jersey Water Bank. The project replaces aging pipes, adds new retention basins, and installs advanced filtration to capture runoff before it reaches streets and homes. For residents, the changes mean less flooding after heavy rains and cleaner water flowing into local creeks. The city says the improvements will boost the town's resilience against future storms and support better water quality for neighborhoods and businesses alike. Work is proceeding through the summer and is slated to wrap up later this year, with crews coordinating traffic and keeping disruptions to a minimum for drivers and pedestrians. A few downtown streets near waterfront have lane shifts, and some sidewalks are rerouted. Signage is placed to guide walkers. Residents have reported a hum from the equipment that should subside soon.
City officials have launched a weekly music history tour that threads through the boardwalk and a handful of Wildwood's storied venues. Starting on the 23rd of July, the guided walks showcase the Sand Kiss stages where legendary acts once played, offering residents and visitors a chance to hear anecdotes and see vintage signage. The program runs each week for the remainder of the summer, with local historians leading groups along the historic sites. Organizers say the series highlights why Wildwood earned its reputation as a summer music hotspot, and they hope it encourages patrons to explore the town's cultural roots while enjoying a stroll by the sea. Tickets are free, and the tour welcomes anyone interested in the rhythm of Wildwood's past. Along the way, the guide points out original marquee signs and tells how the venues adapted to changing musical trends over the decades.
The city of Wildwood announced that the Wildwood Boardwalk has lengthened its daily schedule, now opening at 9 a.m. and staying open until 11 p.m. This change took effect on July 23rd and is in place for the summer season. The longer hours give families, tourists, and local workers extra time to enjoy the promenade, especially during holidays and special events that draw larger crowds. Vendors along the boardwalk will have more opportunity to serve visitors, while evening walkers can take advantage of cooler temperatures after sunset. City officials said the adjustment responds to popular demand for flexible visiting times and aims to support the bustling summer calendar. The new schedule runs every day, so anyone planning a stroll or a nighttime snack knows exactly when the boardwalk will be accessible.
The city of Wildwood announced on July 23rd that the Back Bay redevelopment is entering its next phase. The mixed-use plan will add new homes and storefronts along the waterfront while keeping the historic feel of the neighborhood. Officials say the next step is a series of public meetings scheduled for early August, giving residents a chance to weigh in on design details and traffic plans. City planners emphasize that community feedback will help balance growth with preservation of the area's character. Construction crews are expected to begin site preparation later this summer, and the project aims to boost local businesses and provide more housing options for families. Wildwood homeowners and renters alike can watch the process unfold as the city moves forward with the waterfront revitalization. The council hopes the dialogue will shape a vibrant, livable shoreline for years ahead.
Let's get a look at your evening forecast with our meteorologist so you can plan ahead.
A waning high-pressure ridge yields a quiet night as the western jet drifts southward. On this date, the town burned up to 89 degrees back in 2019, a blistering peak that arrived during a regional heat wave driven by a strong subtropical ridge. The coldest mark fell to 57 degrees in 2013, recorded when an Arctic front punched deep into the Great Lakes Basin, dumping polar air far south of its usual range. Today's normals sit around 76 degrees for the high and 64 for the low, so the records sit well above and below what we normally see. The live radar shows a broad swath of clear air over the entire county, with no echoes moving in from the west or north. With the jet stream aloft at 42 miles per hour from the west, the atmosphere remains well mixed and stable, suppressing any convective development. That dry, high-pressure envelope will hold through the evening, so we can expect clear skies to linger as we head toward midnight. At 6 p.m., the city sits at 77 degrees under a clear sky, humidity hovering around 75%, and a light southerly breeze at 9 miles per hour. Pressure is near average, but easing lower, signaling a gradual shift toward a more unsettled pattern as the ridge weakens. Meanwhile, the western jet streams overhead at 42 miles per hour injects modest upper-level momentum, keeping the mid-levels well ventilated. With the sun setting just after 8:15, the UV index holds at 6 for the brief twilight period. No precipitation is expected, and there are no active alerts. Tonight's temperature will dip to 68 degrees, then the next morning will remain mild as the jet continues to steer any remaining moisture eastward. Turning now to the 5-day outlook. The next 5 days swing between mild warmth and brief cloud cover. Tuesday brings a high of 77 degrees and a low of 70, with overcast skies and a 50% chance of rain as a slow-moving cold front slides east. Wednesday clears completely, reaching a high of 81 degrees and a low of 70, a classic summer day under the lingering jet. Thursday stays dry with a high of 79 and a low of 72, while Friday repeats the warm pattern at 81 degrees high and 72 low under clear skies. Saturday closes week with another overcast spell, high 81 and low 73, as lingering moisture from the weekend system drifts back in. Expect temperature swings of only a few degrees between days, but cloud cover will define the feel. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on Amazon Music or wherever you get your podcasts.
Stay tuned for tonight's traffic tips, a preview of Crest Arts Pavilion Family Fun Nights, and the Eagles schedule preview. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
All major arteries are flowing smoothly this afternoon. Route 3, County Road 22, and the Garden State Parkway show no delays, and traffic on Ocean Avenue and Atlantic Avenue remains light. No accidents or construction are reported, so commuters can stick to their usual routes without extra time. Transit is on schedule, with the local bus line and the seasonal trolley running on time. Looking ahead, expect a modest increase in traffic around the boardwalk and the downtown parking lots as beachgoers arrive for the late-day crowd. Drivers heading toward the Wildwood Convention Center may see a short queue near the intersection of 7th Street and Ocean Boulevard around 5 p.m. Keep an eye on the weather, as a light sea breeze could bring a few gusty patches later this evening. Travelers heading north toward the Cape May County line will also find the highway clear, with typical travel times. Overall, a calm commute for now.
Harlem Globetrotters are lighting up the court at Wildwood's Convention Center right now, delivering tricks, comedy, and moments that keep kids and adults laughing together. The show runs all afternoon, so you can drop in between errands. A short drive away, the Wildwood Crest Sand Sculpting Festival is in full swing on the beach pier, where sand masterpieces rise each hour and surprise Globetrotters appearances add excitement. The sculptures range from whimsical animals to intricate cityscapes, a real treat for art fans. Over at Sunset Lake, the live music series rolls out a free evening of local bands, the perfect soundtrack for a sunset stroll or a bite on the boardwalk. Looking ahead, tomorrow the Crest Arts Pavilion Original Music Series returns with fresh, free performances that showcase homegrown talent and give music lovers another reason to linger downtown. The lineup features acoustic folk, indie rock, and a surprise guest on a stage that overlooks the pavilion garden. And now here's Luke with sports.
Here's the latest on Philadelphia's teams and prospects you care about. Broad Street Hockey ranks Flyers prospect Max Westergaard at 24 in its 2026 Top 25 Under 25 list, highlighting his aggressive forecheck and mobility despite a smaller frame after a strong first season with Frölunda's U20 squad. Bleeding Green Nation previews the Eagles' Week 15 home clash with the Seattle Seahawks. Slated for Saturday at 5 p.m., the preview notes no new additions or subtractions for Seattle and reminds fans the Seahawks entered the season as defending Super Bowl champions. Broad Street Hockey reports Flyers forward Matvei Michkov sharing details of his offseason regimen and projected return timeline to Philadelphia, acknowledging fan anxiety over roster upgrades and playoff prospects as the team prepares for a tougher Eastern Conference slate. Bleeding Green Nation highlights the primary question entering Eagles training camp: how quarterback Jalen Hurts will perform under new offensive coordinator Sean Mannion's scheme, as the team evaluates adjustments after offseason workouts at the Jefferson Health Complex. Broad Street Hockey warns that injuries to three key Flyers, defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen, forward Tyson Forrester, and forward Rodrigo Abals, could jeopardize the upcoming season, noting last year the roster stayed largely healthy from October through May. Phillies Nation reports that first baseman Alec Boehm set a new franchise milestone by recording the most bases loaded hit by pitches in a single game, surpassing Chase Utley's previous mark during the Phillies' recent victory in a tightly contested match.
St. George's Beach Outlet on the Wildwood Boardwalk is riding a wave of summer momentum. The family-run shop, known for its surf-ready apparel and beach accessories, saw sales jump 55% over the 4th of July week compared with last year. That surge reflects the boardwalk's bustling post-holiday crowds and the renewed appetite for sun-filled fun. Owner Maria Torres says the expansion of the store's floor space will let them showcase more local brands and create a few new part-time jobs for students. For Wildwood residents, that means more choices right at their doorstep and a brighter, busier boardwalk all summer long. It's a reminder that when our local shops thrive, the whole community feels the sunshine. And later, join us for a look at the Crest Arts Pavilion family fun nights lighting up our summer evenings. Stay tuned.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
On the historic boardwalk of Wildwood, families stretched out on colorful blankets while the scent of salty sea breezes mingled with fresh popcorn. Veterans in crisp caps, school teachers with bright banners, and children clutching tiny flags gathered for the first night of the 250 celebration. The boardwalk's vintage carousel lights flickered as volunteers unveiled a traveling exhibit of Revolutionary-era artifacts, each piece carefully explained by a local historian whose voice rose above the waves. When the sun dipped behind the dunes, the sky erupted in a cascade of gold and ruby fireworks that reflected off the surf, drawing gasps from every generation. A little girl in a navy dress lifted her hands, eyes wide, and whispered, "This is for everyone." The moment lingered, a shared breath of wonder that turned strangers into neighbors. Throughout July and August, classrooms will host lessons that tie the past to the present, and night after night the boardwalk will glow with patriotic pride. It's a reminder that when we celebrate together, the heart of Wildwood shines brighter for us all.
On the sun-kissed stretch of the Wildwood's boardwalk, families gathered beside the historic tramcar line as a sleek new vehicle glided into the depot. The 3 electric trams, painted the same pastel teal as the original cars, were welcomed by longtime boardwalk vendor Maria, who's watched the ride carry generations of locals and tourists since the 60s. A child's laughter rang out when the silent motor hummed past, a subtle reminder that the beloved clatter of steel wheels could now coexist with cleaner air. The upgrade was funded by a community grant, and engineers spent weeks retrofitting the vintage chassis so the ride feels exactly the same, only quieter and greener. As the first electric car rolled along the wooden rails, passengers cheered, and the boardwalk's iconic neon signs reflected off the sea-sprayed windows. Even the gulls seemed to pause, their wings catching the sunrise as the tram slipped by, a silent promise of tomorrow. It's a small but powerful moment, preserving the charm of Wildwoods while steering it toward a brighter, more sustainable future. The boardwalk still feels like home, and that feeling just got a little brighter.
Thank you, Wildwood, for joining us on the local sunset. Today's highlight was the arrival of a newborn zebra foal at the Cape May County Zoo, a reminder of our region's vibrant wildlife. We'll be back tomorrow with more stories, so stay tuned. And as always, we appreciate your support.